We're ready when you are.
I will. There's nothing off limits. I'm assuming, right? We're all good here. Everything.
Yeah.
Nothing else.
I thought so. I read everything, but I always double check that. Like, okay.
Yep, you're good.
You know what? We don't like to talk politics, and we don't.
I
like
don't
to talk.
fuck that shit. Yeah.
And we don't like to talk about religion per se,
But we will.
Yeah, I don't think I would ever. I would speak about my own personal faith journey, maybe, but I would never get into a religious discussion. Dude, that's not my game either.
Otherwise, yeah, let's go for it.
All right,
Yeah.
let's rock and roll.
And you know what? If things veer in places, who cares?
Let's get weird.
Guys, I've got a Yeti cup full of ice. I got a bottle of vodka, and I got some fresh ground weed. We're good to go.
We're good to go.
Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my... Bacon! Bacon is my podcast! Bacon! Bacon is my...
How those balls looking?
You know what season is, right?
I do indeed. It is time.
It is time for smooth sack summer. And how do I keep everything smooth, everything tidy, everything the way it should be?
Well, I don't know how you do, but I'll tell you how I do. Manscaped, buddy. You know how much we love the crop mops. You know how much we love the lawnmower, but they have the Performance Package 4.0 now.
They did a little upgrade to the Weed Whacker. Weed Whacker is, of course, the nose and ear hair trimmer. It is now the 2.0. And also, they are getting into the beard game. They've got their brand new beard trimmer, which is fantastic. So go to manscaped.com. Use the promo code BACONPOD, and that will give you 20% off and free shipping.
That's right. So don't forget to work on those testicles, your chesticles, and your cheeks. Keep them clean and ask yourself, what's your bacon?
After the lemonade's gone, because I feel like we're gonna chat for a while. I know.
Right.
Peach mango splash.
Ooh,
New. I know. It's new. I was like, do I
even
just grab
is that?
bourbon? Do I just grab some? And I was like, I don't know. I feel like vodka and some fruity shit on a Sunday night in the summer.
we were just
my vibe, right?
We were literally just talking about. So last night I made a charcuterie board.
I guess I'll have some more. You want another ice?
Yes, please.
Yeah. That's the last of this ice, so.
It's okay. We got plenty in the fridge. I made a charcuterie board. The star of the show was peach amaretto jam.
Ooh.
Dude,
Right? That's what I said. I said, ooh.
dude.
You know, I think getting old, I've never used to want to mix my sweets with my savories. Like, I did not want my salty, delicious, whatever, to have fucking jam. Like, I didn't get it. My brain didn't understand. It's not that I didn't understand what people were doing. I tried it. But I never was like, I want this, right? It was never. And then all of a sudden, man, these last, like, I don't know, I'm 36, almost 37. So a lot of my life, that shit was not cool. Man, the last year, I've been like, oh, fuck. Just mix that jam with that cheese. Yeah. It's just like, why? Who am I? Like, why do I like this now? It's very different.
Oh,
Dude,
that's what happens.
So when you said it was like peach was the first fruit you mentioned in that juice, I was like, oh, that's got to be a banger. Yeah. I can't wait for you to make that drink and have that first sip.
I'm going to tell you exactly how amazing it is.
Yeah, we want to
know.
that.
We want to know. And you could do it like literally in the middle of the episode.
I'll bring it up. I'll make a note. I'm creating this alcoholic beverage here.
Yes.
So, let me wipe my
Anyway,
leg.
the people know we're here already.
Okay.
But intro us.
All right, so yeah, we are here already.
Yeah, good
We're
job.
here with our buddy, King of Flamingo County.
Hey, sorry, we're here.
No, we're here.
Yeah.
Here. I get it now.
We're here. Within the episode
Yes.
of the show,
We're starting.
of the thing.
We have started.
Ladies
We
and
had
gentlemen.
I didn't know we had a, you know what I mean? And now.
So
yeah.
that
Right.
part was the intro, but this part is like after our intro music,
Right.
our intro for the show.
Yeah.
This is happening now.
Yeah.
Live.
With Matthew fucking Lowry.
Right.
Woo! Fucking Lowry.
Fucking Lowry.
What's going on, dude?
Cheers,
Cheers, boys.
Dude, I feel like I'm in Florida right now because it is
it's hot.
It is 88
and
degrees
muggy.
in New York.
88. Give me the 88, bro.
Yeah, right. I was gonna say.
Yeah.
Well, but
Not to diminish the heat that you're feeling. I never want to take away
He's like,
from
what
you.
is it? 11 p.m. What's going on?
But what does suck is that so my my little AC apparatus. I've had this.
Makes too much noise. See if I turn it on.
Right. If you all you hear is
There it is. There it is. It's on now.
Ooh.
Right.
Yeah,
Oh, it feels so nice.
but it does feel
But-
nice.
feels so
But
nice.
if you're in heaven, though. I feel bad. I don't want you to suffer.
But now we got to turn it off.
No, we suffer for art.
We
and,
suffer for
and
our
that's
art,
what Bacon
man.
is my podcast is. We suffer for
That's
the
right.
art.
That's right.
Stuff. You know, when we look back in history on podcasters, I think suffering for the art will be one of the main things that you guys are remembered for.
Yeah,
I
think
hope so.
too. I think as
I mean, not as like people ourselves.
Right.
It's like nobody cares about that.
I think as
But-
musicians, we all know what that means.
Oh,
Suffering
yeah.
for your art. It's like
For sure. It's something that I love.
Mainly lower back pain.
I got a weird shoulder thing.
Oh yeah, exactly. This is just left ear rings a little
Right,
more than
yeah,
the
yeah.
right one does. That's
Oh yeah. Oh my God. Yeah, that's the ringing thing. Yeah. Well, that's one thing I gotta help it. I gotta like admit, like doing the in-ear thing has really helped a lot in that aspect.
Yeah.
Like I don't do it for shows because we don't tour or anything like that. So one night of it is not gonna kill me.
Right.
But like doing rehearsals as like in-ears and like not having the drums right next to me fucking all the time. That helps.
I hear you. I was just talking to my buddy about this. So my buddy JD, he used to play in Valencia. I don't know if you remember the band Valencia. They were like a pop punk band back in the day. Anyway, and we were just talking about touring and shit like that and playing shows. And something came. Oh, we're talking about click tracks because I was explaining tempo and click tracks to my wife, like trying to say if they're shooting a music video, they're playing to like a song. Well, why? Because they can't perfectly replicate 120 BPM. And she's like, well, why? They wrote the song. Like, and it just was one of those base level conversations that blew my mind. Right. So I'm talking to him about it and he's talking about in-ears. And I was like, yeah, we just don't. Like, I used to play at church growing up and then through my 20s and stuff. And you get paid and it was like, beautiful production. Like I played at this like nice church thing and you had your in-ears and everything. Intro 2, 3, 4, and it was like pristine, right? Like shit we would never get in the bands we play in, right? Like not what we do. And I was like, it was glorious. And he and I were just having this conversation on like a beautiful in-ear system and how wonderful that is live to like hear everyone crystal clear and have control of your mix and how different that is from like, well, let's fucking rip into it, and my drummer has a click in one ear, and if he loses it, he loses it. You know,
Right. Yeah,
We're all following you.
Well, yeah, that's where he and I like because we're both in separate bands. So like I have basically like a bare bones band. It's my drummer and I, and then we either get a guitar player and a bass player, or we get a guitar player or a bass player, and I'll just fill in for like whatever needs to be filled in.
Yeah.
Right. And but we do have a lot of like keys and like that kind of stuff, atmospheric shit and stuff like that.
Yeah.
So you have to have click at that point.
Yeah.
You're just like you're bound to it. You're married to it and stuff like that.
I am the opposite.
I haven't sold him on it yet.
I am the opposite.
I have not sold him on it. He's very much of that like
We're
Rage
just-
Against the Machine.
we're
Like
just
if you
loud.
can't do it, like don't no.
No, I get it, and don't get me wrong. Like I said, like some tracks we don't because I'm like fuck that. Like I don't want to do that. But also there was this beauty and simplicity and this like I don't have to think. I have my in-ears and everything feels good. But like that joy is different than the feedback is like screaming in my ear and we're ripping through shit. Like they are two different kinds of musical joy, and it's I don't know how to make them work together. Can I meet in the middle? How do we?
That's where I am too, man. That's where I'm. It's like I I want to approach everything as if I'm like in Bad Religion, right? But I'm writing songs that like even more recently it's been like I'm writing songs as if I'm making Use Your Illusion. You know what I mean? Like, I'm like, we need a violin here, and I'm gonna put 9 backup vocals on this. And,
Yeah.
you know,
I love it. I love that, but I think I love that though, and that's why I'm in the middle is because I have such
yeah. And it's like, but then when we go to get ready to do a show, it's like, well, what are we gonna do with that? And I'm like, well, we're gonna do something different. It's live. We're not gonna have those things. And it's like, but we could have those things on tracks. And I'm like, we could. Nah, fuck that. Let's just figure it out.
See, okay, so we have a song that, and like a guy playing, my bass player and drummer, like love it. It's on the album, but when we recorded it, I did like 8-part harmony, like a choir, and then I sang shit like opera shit and all this stuff. Like, so I have this huge like Queen choir background
yeah.
that I did, and I'm like, well, we can't play this shit live. Like half of the song feels like this effect, and they're like, well, why not? And I'm like, I guess maybe we can do that, but we don't play the tracks or anything like that, right? We don't have what we do at this point, and so now I'm like in the middle. It's like, well, do we make this something where maybe we play this song with a track, or do we just say fuck it and we don't need all that big whatever and just play what it is? It's weird. It's weird.
Yeah, you have this like, I don't know. Maybe I just. Maybe just the era that I romanticize in music.
Yeah.
It's just kind of like when I start looking at stuff like that, my brain goes like, that's not rock and roll.
Yeah, I know you very much have that like hard stance.
That ain't punk. What's what's false metal?
Yeah, but
Did Black Flag have fucking tracks, bro?
Right, but then I get it, and then I play a show with you guys, and I'm watching it. I'm like, God, they sound huge. That sounds so good.
That's the problem, right? Like that is 100%. Oh, it's 100% it, man.
Yeah, I'm like, damn it.
Yeah, and you know what? It's funny. Like I had a big thing for a while too about like, all right, well, if we run tracks, it's got to be just atmosphere. It's atmosphere. It's keys.
Right, it's not parts.
We don't have. Yeah, it's not parts and stuff like that. And then just recently, like the past 2 shows, I added the octave guitar of the show, like of some of the choruses, just to kind of fill it out because like it's that like very okay. The verse is here, the chorus comes. You need a little bit push.
Yeah.
So you know, and we didn't have the extra guitar player.
You're a 3-piece,
right?
So yeah, it's like
so it added to it, and I was very much against it. And then my drummer was just like, "Dude, fucking just do it. You can just go ahead." And it's like,
well, and the thing is, like, unless you're gonna play with 6 guys in the band or 7 guys in the band, you can't. You know what I mean? There's some things that you're gonna sacrifice on that level. Like for us live, I knew I needed 2 other guitarists, and that I was also like going to play guitar on some songs, like Flamingo County or Coming for You, or something. It's like there's 3 guitars. It's that Foo Fighters Wall of Sound shit feeling like wham because you need it, but like I knew I wanted that live because, like I said, we don't play with tracks, we don't whatever. So it's like, well, if we're gonna play these songs, I need to field a full team, And so,
what I love about your approach too is that you've gone and you've tapped into like friends and people that you know and stuff like that. So what was the process like? Because I do the same thing, like I'll go and I'll approach friends and stuff like that. So like, how did you go approaching friends asking? Because like where we're at, we're not able to pay a whole lot. We're going to pay it forward. We're going to do the right thing. But like, how did you get that group of friends that was just as passionate about this project as you are, and still like able to play and all that kind of stuff? Like, it was definitely a journey of not being afraid to ask like people to want to commit to something again, right? And also like staying very true to
knowing that if I was going to commit to something at this point, then I'm going to make sure that it's with people I really love. Because if we're doing things seriously, like, I don't want to be in there with someone who's a problem, or I don't want to spend 2 weeks in a van with, if you know what I mean, or whatever it's going to be. So for me, always been very musical. I played in different bands and toured, and so
you're a pianist.
Yeah, started very. That's the wrong way. Piano. Yeah, no, I started piano at 5.
Oh, nice.
My mom traded haircut updos or whatever styles with a woman who was a classical pianist and a teacher.
Your mom's a hairdresser?
She did hair for 25 years before
Mine too.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Man.
That's why we have long, luscious hair, right?
That's why it looks so good.
I had Paul Mitchell as a child. Oh. She would hate. I do not take care of my hair the way she took care of my hair.
Me either. Yeah.
Anyway, so I started piano very, very young, but then got into guitar in high school, and then was like, oh, I can write the shit I love, right? And I mean, I'll always be a songwriter on both. I think that's what was great about this album, was that I let myself write songs on guitar and piano, and then brought them all together in this big, wild ride. But with the band, my drummer has played with me in my first bigger act I played with. Terra 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 was a band. We put out a couple albums. We were on an indie label. We had some good distribution through Universal. It was really cool. So
I didn't know that, but I have heard of that.
But so like late 08 through like 13, that was like, that time. And so he joined in the last few years and played drums. And then my one guitarist, Josh, same thing, actually. So we all played in that band way back then and became very close friends in that time. And then as we kept going, the three of us played in another band together called Every You. And then kind of just kept. One of the guys, Josh, he and I played at church for years. Like, get hammered on Saturday night, roll in on Sunday, plug in and do your thing. Like, just like playing, because we're going out. You're playing shows on the weekend, so you're just making work.
Absolutely.
And so it's just like having a great time. And then moving along, my bass player went to college with me. We met each other in music theory class. We've been best friends. He was best man at my wedding. So friends for like 16 years. Awesome. He was a shredder in college. Like, he's a John Petrucci Dream Theater idol. Like, and worship at the Temple of Prog Rock. And but loves playing bass. Has always played bass live a lot. And when I wanted that, I wanted him to do that. He was so about it. So, those guys, very close friends. And then my lead guitarist, Corey, for the record, he just somebody who moved into town. I saw him play live with someone I knew. I went out one night and I was like, who the fuck is this guy just dancing and shredding, right? I got to meet this guy. So afterwards, we're just talking. I'm like, when'd you get into town? What are you doing? Man, I just want to play music. I moved here, blah, blah, blah. I'm like, cool. You want to play with me? I don't know. Let's see. And so it just worked out. And so he's been friends for 6-7 years. So
that's awesome. He stands out in the video. He's got a lot of energy.
Yeah, man. He's a good dude.
It comes across. Like, it really comes across.
So,
you're like, oh, this is a fun dude.
So that's it, man. So I have two great guitarists, a bass player, drummer, and then my boy Kyle playing tambourine, singing, doing background vocals and shaker. And just, I wanted, again, percussion. Like, there's tambourine on every song you record. Like, there's tambourine on every fucking song. I want somebody up there playing tambourine on every song. I want somebody dancing and singing. And so I met Kyle literally within the same month or so. I met Rick, my bass player. And we all have known each other for 15 years, 16 years. And so this project, all the bands had ended. I was writing songs. I made a couple EPs. They were fun. I did studio musicians and stuff and good friends and people I like. But like, it was just, wasn't quite my style, wasn't quite my thing. And so then I started just like picking up the guitar and writing more like rock shit and just being like, this is where my heart is. And like, this is what I want to do. And I was like, should we start a band? Like, do I start another band? I was like, no, I'm not going to put anyone through that. I didn't want that pressure on anybody. No, and you know what I mean?
It's true.
Like
no, I get it.
Early, mid-30s kind of thing. It's like,
yeah.
If I'm going to ask everyone to commit, that's big. But if I do a project and it's my project, but like, will you do this with me? Like, I wrote all these songs. let's go in the studio together. And so everybody was just like, yeah, let's fucking make this record. And once we made the album, right, and I had different people on every song, so everybody didn't know how it was going to sound. Like, my drummer and I were really the only, like, consistent. Like, Micah is my right-hand man through the whole thing. Mm-hmm. And so gets done, we get a good mixes on the album, everything, and I send it to everybody, and everyone's just fucking pumped. Like, so excited by how this thing turned out, so ready by what it is, and just all in the right place to, like, yeah, let's do it. Like, whatever shows we can play, let's play shows. Whatever we can do, let's go for it. Like, you want to put this out and, like, really support it, we want to do that with you. And so very, very lucky and blessed, right, that I have, like,
pretty amazing.
Literally my best friends, like, in each other's weddings, went to college together, like, homeboys. And so I just, for me, assembled a dream team. And they all, thankfully, were very supportive, continue to be supportive, are ready to play more shows, are ready to start writing more for upcoming things. So,
dude, that's so cool.
It's so good, man.
That's so cool.
It feels like it's such less pressure. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
And even though you're like, it's still doing the same thing.
Yeah.
You're getting people to play on things. You're writing songs. You're like, the whole process is still the same. But just that idea of, like, hey, we're just doing something. You know, yeah, you want to be on this one, you want to be on this one, you'll be on, like, it seems like such a low pressure vibe. I can totally see how like a great product comes out of it because there's not that stress for everybody.
Yeah.
You know, there's stress for you, but like for everybody else that's kind of coming on it, they're like, oh, cool, I get to play on this badass song. I get to just kind of come in and do my thing.
Exactly, and it was along those lines of very like, hey, here's the demo, like, I want you to come in on, like, you know, I'd set it up where it'd be like, Josh, like, I have 4 songs. I think you'd be great on these 4 songs.
Right.
And so that's kind of how I broke the album down, was like, who's going to play lead guitar on these? Or I played bass on most, but my buddy Casey, I was like, Casey, you have to play bass on these 3 songs. Because, like, this is who you are. Let your fucking inner child out. And, like, be the bass player you want to be, because I want that style. And so, like, I got to, like, piece together my all-star team, but of my friends, not like, oh, I've heard this guy play guitar on this, this, and this, and I want
right.
It's like, no, Josh is a fucking rocker from the Dirty South, so, like, he wants to bring the noise on this song. He's going to play this breakdown with me. Or, you know, it just that kind of thing where I knew what I wanted, and luckily for me, everybody is friends already. We all knew each other. I mean, you can find pictures of us all hanging out for the last 15 years, you know what I mean? So it's one of those things that now it's like we're planning a short run of shows in October, and everyone's like, yeah, I got my PTO saved, or yep, I'm ready to go, or I can work remote. Like, there's the right balance of that kind of thing going on. So
it's really cool too, that like, you know, especially like you said, you have some band members from other bands that you've had in the past and stuff like that. And I like, with the project that I'm in now, I'm so grateful that it's not one of those things where they're like, hey, why don't we play one of those other songs from that band? And it's like,
oh, yeah.
Right.
All right, guy. Like, okay. Cool. I get it. We're all together again. But, like, that's not what this is about. Right. Like, that had its time. It was a cool thing. Like, hey, if we pull something else out, like,
if
spontaneously,
if it feels right,
cool.
It feels right.
That's cool. But like, literally with this current lineup that I just recently had my last show with, my last 2 shows with actually, we were 2 other bands prior.
That's true. Yeah.
We were the 3 of us were literally a 3-piece band that were a band, and then we were something that like locally people know about. And we just added a guitar player, and still the same band. Mm-hmm. But then we were also this. So
that's
like
awesome.
to get people to like understand, like, okay, cool, that was cool. We're moving forward. That's awesome. That's so cool. And I do love your approach to this project too. I know you started a record label.
Yeah.
Which is totally cool.
Yeah.
So, like, tell us a little bit, like, what went into that? Like, why did you start it? And tell us what sparked that.
think there's a couple things with it. One, I think I've always been a lover and an appreciator of music, right? And so the idea of being able to like not just support other artists that I love, but encourage like people in my community. I think I knew in my head, I had set some goals for myself a while back, and it was like, I want to run my own label. Like one day I want to run, even if it's just like, I can hook you up with these people and help fund this thing because I want you to make this art I love. And I had been talking to a label a while back on like the EPs, and the guy was just like anybody else, right? You start it with like, hey, I have a normal 9 to 5 and I do my thing, but like I want to run this label with like, I'm going to fund this thing that I love and I'm passionate about. And she's like, yeah, I love that mentality. I think one day I'd like to do that. And so it came to when I started recording this album, I was working as a caddy at a golf resort, which is a dope-ass job, and it allowed me a lot of freedom, and it was great. And so I had saved up a bunch of money, and it was summer where it's slow down here in Florida in the golf course industry. So I was able to take some time off, and I'm recording this album. And as things were ending with the recording of the album, some shit just happened where I'd been wanting to leave. It didn't quite make sense. And so transitioned out of that job into a new like sales job. I work remotely a lot of the time, and it came with a nice increase in pay. And so instead of like desperately trying to shop this album I just made, I'd already funded the record. I'd already done all these things that was like ready to put it out. And I said, well, why don't I just do it that way? I was like, let's just start my own shit. Like, and I was like, I've already paid for all this. I can hire a publicist. I can hire a team. I can make my own merch. I can do all this shit I've done for so many years. But like, things go well, I'm in control of me. And I'm also laying the foundation for this future that I can see myself doing is like, I can support these artists that I love. Like I'm still going out and playing shows with guys that are in their teens and 20s that doing the shit that I did. And I want to like, what if I really fucking love that song? What if I really fucking love that shit you just put out? Like I want to make you put more shit out. I want to like support this. And so not only is it an avenue for me to feel like I have complete control and put out my own thing and do it, it's that the door is now open that moving forward, I can pour into and believe in other musicians that I like. So
I think that's a really cool. No, I think that's a really cool part of it because like the idea of creating your own label to put your own music out on is not that like my stuff's out on our label that we made and all that kind of stuff. But that extra thought process and step of like I can also use this to actually do what a label does for somebody besides me. You know, like that's a whole other step of like I want to pay it forward, I want to work, I want to do this, I want to do that. I think that's really cool. Like that takes the extra like work ethic to be like, all right, I'm not just going to do this for me to make it easier for me to put
exactly. And it's interesting. Like even my wife's like, so why are you doing this? Like, what do you want to do? Like, I kept getting ready to like take out some money to like press this album on vinyl, right? Like it's something I'm working on right now. It's just like, hey, I'm investing all this of my own accord. So I will say my drummer Micah is part of the label. He co-owns it with me. This is something we want. You know, again, he's been playing music and with me for over a decade. He's one of my closest friends. So it's one of those things that like, it's a team, but it's like, well, why are you doing this? And it's like, because I know that this is what I want to do to give back in like some way. Like I'm not a member of like the Rotary Club or the Moose Club or other things like that, right? Like I'm not your traditional neighborhood like giver back. So like, well, I want to give back to the arts community in some way. So while it may not be next year or the year after, like I've laid the foundation with myself, and the hope is that I could even go, hey guys, go do 3 songs with Micah at his home studio, and I'm going to pay such and such to mix it, and then we're going to put it out, and it's going to be this thing. And so, it's just going to be a step at a time in that realm. But I think the older I get, the more I want to want to leave some kind of lasting impact for people that aren't just me. And I know music is so important to me, and I'm just as good of a fan as I am a musician, for sure. Like, I'm more of a fan than a musician, probably.
Right.
And so if I can turn that into supporting and loving other musicians around me, I think that's awesome.
That's awesome, man. That's an awesome outlook.
Nobody people know that. It's just kind of this thing that we were like, it'd been in my head and my heart for years. And then it was finally like, well, no one else is going to release this record. I don't want to shop it to people. I'm not going to go through all that effort. I don't have close friends where I'm like, hey, does your label want this to come out? So it's just like, I'm going to start my thing. But I know that this is not just me starting my thing for me. It's me starting something that I want to, no matter how long it takes, pour into over the course of, the rest of my
That's awesome.
my time that I can. So.
I love that, man. That's super cool.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's awesome. Like, as a music fan, like, we're all music fans, and I think that a lot of, I definitely know that a lot of bands, like, they lose that.
Mm-hmm.
Right? When you're pursuing your career and you're pursuing the music industry and this and that, like, you totally get caught up in your own shit. And
yeah, you can be huge fans of people that you play with, and you can be huge fans of the people you're around, but it does get very tunnel visioned at times.
Yeah. Yeah, so to be able to, like, step back and be like, I could be a fan again, and also, like, that's so cool.
And I think, also, like, I love the idea of, like, championing myself as well. And I know that, like, when other people championed me in the past, be it other musicians or labels or my musicians that even want to play this album with me, right? I feel amazing. Like, how good does it feel to have someone look at you and be like, I love these songs. I want you to do this. This is fucking awesome. So, just like, so if I can do that to some fucking 20-year-old kid who I'm like, yo, like, I just feel like I want to encourage you. I want to hear what you have to offer. Like, God, who knows what that spark of energy and encouragement will do for them, because I know what it would have done for me. I know, and did do for me in certain ways. So
yeah, I don't know that's awesome.
All right, time out. We've got all these awesome sponsors here.
Right.
Where can they find all the information out for that?
Oh, if only there was a place. If there was only
a portal,
a hub,
a central hub to do so.
A central location.
Wait. I think there is.
Do we have the technology?
Yes. Baconismypodcast.com is where you can find the best deals on all of our awesome sponsors, including Drink Wild Bills, Pod Decks, Manscaped, all of them. Go over there, find their promo codes. You always get the best deals. But what else can you get over there?
Well, not only can you get the best deals, and we'll always keep those up to date, you can also help out the show by grabbing some T-shirts, some swag. Jump over to the Bacon Is My Fashion section. Yeah, there's a whole section. It's just there for you. It's there for you. You can check it out. We have nice T-shirts. They don't chafe. The nice to the nips, I like that.
Jimmy's all about his nice to the nips.
I'm like the Drax of this show.
Exactly.
I got sensitive nipples, man. I got sensitive nipples. If you have sensitive nipples, check that out. And you know what? How about your ear holes? You want to take care of those ear holes? Because you can find links to all of our episodes. How about your eyeballs? You want those eyeballs? You can find links to our YouTube, Strangerhood TV. You can check out everything right from baconismypodcast.com. It's easy. It's super simple. It's right there. What's your bacon?
I will say that when you go to this site, that will be your new bacon.
That will be your new bacon. Check it out.
I love that approach, and like, I love. So I listened to like another podcast you were on, and listening to, we were kicked a few things. Okay, so like we work with Tori pretty closely a lot.
Oh, you gonna tell him how we picked him over people?
Yeah. So basically.
Yeah.
Tori sends us a bunch of things.
Yeah.
And then we're like, okay, like, listen, Tori works with good acts, so
yeah, that's true. And everybody was good that she sent us.
Right. Anybody that we were sent is good, and we are going to work with them.
We just like you better.
But but I legit was like, I sent him the email, and I was like, okay, here's the deal. We can work with any of these people. I'm leaning towards somebody. But because I think that's gonna be the vibe, because we're gonna we're gonna get each other, right? I think just based on like a bio and an Instagram, a Spotify listen.
Right.
I was like, but tell me what you think. And he immediately came back with you. He's like, oh yeah, Matthew Lowry, like he fits the feel. Like we're gonna get
that guy.
That's the guy. Yeah.
That motherfucker's bacon. Yeah.
Right.
Goddamn right. Goddamn right.
So I listened to a podcast you were on, and immediately, like, I saw the runtime. I was like, oh, that's a longer runtime. And then I listened to it.
That's how we
all
pick.
the way through, and I was like, yo, this guy is gonna get it.
He's chatty. He's chatty. Let's do
Gets
this.
it. He totally gets it. So yeah, I was so excited to have you come and hang with us.
I love this. This is a beautiful Sunday night for me. So.
Oh, good. Awesome.
Sweet.
Thank you.
Sweet. Did you go to the Peach yet?
No, soon.
Okay.
Should I?
Soon.
You know what? I could aggressively move to the Peach.
We don't need to do
No.
that.
I mean, like, we're not trying to get you fucked up here.
Yeah.
I don't mean aggressively, but I mean.
Oh, look at this guy. He's gonna chug it. There is.
And dribble hands.
You know what that is?
That's class.
That's called a social media clip right there.
Yeah, that's class right there. I ain't getting this on my shirt. This shirt's
I didn't
badass.
go to. I'm not getting it on my boy. Look at
That's
him.
right.
He's looking
That
lovely.
is so fantastic, by the way. I love that shirt. I feel like I should get my octopus.
The algorithms are working on certain things. I was on some Instagram or some shit, and I saw an ad for a shirt, and I was like, oh, that's kind of floral. So I start flipping through, and I see the flamingo thing, and I'm like, oh, my. And so I got 3 different, like, flamingo-y shirts like this for, like, $8 a piece.
Oh,
and I
that's
was
great.
like, yes! But I'm scared for the children that made it. But I love how it looks right now. Fucking awful. It's so terrible. Like, I didn't have that thought until later.
Those little overworked hands.
Yeah, it's all right.
It's terrible. It's awful.
I've got kids. You know what? They're way more resilient than you think.
You know, it would be way worse if nobody wore it and they went to the trouble.
Yeah, because then they're just thrown away, I think.
Right? Exactly.
Oh, I just...
Not the shirts, the kids, which is also
You gotta
terrible.
change that. All I was trying to do was talk about my shirt, and then I remembered the horrible thought I had after I was like, terrible. So the Peach. Let's talk about the Peach.
Let's talk about the Peach.
Let's talk about the Peach. Well,
Okay, so I was telling
people
the boys,
use the Peach in
for everyone
emoji.
watching or listening, I was telling the boys, it's summertime. It's hot. I live in Florida. It was 95, feels 111 today.
Right.
So summertime, I went with Tito's and Simply Lemonade. Vodka lemonade is a beautiful summer drink.
Beautiful
It is.
summer drink.
However, my wife's a juice drinker, so we venture out sometimes, right? We go
Yeah, I love that.
we have some fun.
You gotta
Florida's
experiment.
natural. This is a peach mango splash, and I said, you know what? Tonight we're gonna see what this tastes like. I haven't done this yet. This will be a first.
This is the first. I love
It'll
it.
be a first.
We actually do something here where we taste things.
Yeah, we have our patrons. Our patrons have a show that comes to them called "Tastin' Is My Podcast,"
Ooh.
Yeah.
and we taste all kinds of fun stuff,
Well,
and all
We're
kinds
gonna
of
do
not
this, yeah.
all kinds of not fun stuff too.
And then we also
I see. That's not my shit. Do not
Right.
put me on Fear Factor. I'm not eating your gross, weird shit, bro. Like I will try things that you're meant to eat.
I mean, we've eaten crickets.
Yeah, we did eat
Before.
crickets.
But I know that there's like a cricket
protein.
thing that's reasonable, right? I just watched some chef's table where like the ants were adding like a lemongrass and like other flavor
right.
that you couldn't have found in Brazil without it, right? And I was like, all right, I can see how that makes sense.
Yeah, the crickets had a really woody flavor, like bark.
My son
Like
actually
chewing
loved
on
it.
a twig.
Like they eat bark.
They taste like bark.
They taste like bark. Yeah. My son actually loved the crickets.
Yeah, we brought his children on to eat crickets as well. Which
Yeah.
is,
Like, how old are the
that's a
the young
choice.
lads?
That was his choice. I had
That was
nothing to
my
do with
choice.
that, which I loved. I'm all for it, but
I think a father should encourage their children to
try things. You know?
Expand their
experience
palates.
life. Yeah.
Expand their palates. That's what I was doing.
That's right.
Yeah.
How
Not
can you
child
try
abuse.
otherwise?
It wasn't child abuse. Well,
Oh,
they are.
here we go. Here we
Oh,
go.
here we go. I'm excited for
What
this.
do we got?
Oh yeah, that's the shit.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude, I'm telling you,
That's,
peach.
that's good. Again, for anyone curious, Florida's natural premium peach mango splash.
Not a sponsor.
No sponsorship money here. They're
But you
not
could.
paying me shit. But I am from Florida, and I'm all natural. And this is delicious.
Peach.
Nice.
Peach is probably one of the most underappreciated flavors in a juice, or just in general.
Which is odd because it takes over.
It does. It
Like
does.
peach anything with peach in it is very peach forward.
Right.
Which
Sure.
it's a good thing peaches are delicious.
Well, before we got on here, we were talking about I had peach mango jam. Peach amaretto jam.
Right.
Which was just like, fuck, so good. It was so good. So like,
Right.
Peach or nectarine, boys. You
Yes.
walk into the grocer. They're next to each
yeah,
other.
you're right.
You make it. They're both on sale.
Oh.
What are you picking?
Oh man. I think I go peach.
Yeah, I'm gonna go commercial. I'm
Nectarines
gonna
are
go-
so good though.
They are good.
They are so good.
It's like if the fuzzy messes with you enough, you'll go
Right.
nectarine.
You go nectarine.
like
Right.
10 times, right?
Yeah.
Right? Like if
Yeah.
the fuzz messes with you at all. But there is a slight. I feel like there's a slight difference there where the peach is a
I think-
superior fruit.
I think
to-
nectarines give you a little bit more sour.
Right.
And peach
Like I
gives
said,
you a
I
little
think-
bit more
I
sweet.
think the peach is a little better, just a little better.
Right.
But if you've got any kind of texture or whatever, you're
Right,
going to go
right.
nectarine 10 out of 10. Interesting.
Yeah.
Yeah. The one thing I will say, I was turned off to peaches for a long, long time.
Yeah. Did
And
you have a
that's-
peach incident?
It wasn't just a peach incident; it was incidents.
Oh, several. What happened?
And it wasn't. It's not anything like crazy. My family
I'm here for this.
Yeah,
Let's
me and
hear
Matthew are here to listen to your tale of woe.
here
Let's-
here in Long Island, they have like apple picking season, and then they have peach picking season, right? Peach picking season, because of that little fuzz and stuff. When you're going, and you're picking from the peach trees. I guess the fuzz kind of comes off.
Okay.
And it makes it's as if you like have you ever see fiberglass insulation?
Yes.
Have you ever rubbed that insulation on yourself or jumped into a pile of fiberglass insulation?
Well, yeah, I was in college. I was trying things.
Right.
So.
Right.
Never
Matthew?
intentionally. Never. I'm well aware of.
Have
what
you
we're
ever-
referring to.
As an adult, have you
Have I
ever
Have
you ever had to put
inflation and just
Yeah.
did a line? No, okay, haven't gone down that.
have you ever installed insulation?
I have helped install installation.
Yes.
You want to itch
Say-
for a year? There you fucking go.
There you go.
Right.
There you go.
Right. Also, if you want to itch for a year, go pick peaches
Same
because
thing.
it's the same thing.
Oh man.
Yeah. So, first year it happened, I was like, all right, whatever. And because, so, take it back a little bit. A long time ago, I was at a friend's house, and there was like 4 or 5 of us, and there was just like a giant pile of insulation because the father was doing some renovations around the house. So we used that.
Wait.
Sorry. It's just like so there's this giant pile of insulation, and I'm just like, oh, here we go.
As you do.
So we used it as a wrestling ring.
Okay. That sounds awful.
Oh,
Well, it wasn't like at first we were like, oh man,
Yeah. Some people
that's
use a
so
mattress.
cool. And then, what the fuck did I know? I was like 7 or
Okay,
8 or
all right.
9.
oh,
something like that.
you're
Yeah. So we were young, and it
that
was just-
young playing on some insulation, bro.
Yeah. And I'm 38 now, so
explains a couple things.
Yeah, right. Chances are there's plenty of asbestos. Plenty of asbestos. So yeah, we were doing that, and that was the worst ever. Because again, you want to itch for a week, regardless of how many times you shower. There you go.
Right.
So I learned my lesson when it came to insulation. But the peach picking thing gave me flashbacks of that.
Right.
And then I did it the second year, and I was like, oh no, this is a peach thing. And then that was it. That was it for me. I couldn't do it.
Right. I'm going to speak directly to our listeners right now, just because it's a perfect opportunity. When regarding peach fuzz, to get rid of such a thing, I will say manscaped.com, bacon pod gets you 20% off.
Yes.
At Manscaped. Check it out, get rid of the peach fuzz. All right, go on.
But yeah, no, that kind of messed with me, man.
Yeah.
That was like the second time I went, it was just like, oh no, it is the peach thing. Like I wasn't just like feeling things for whatever reason. It gave me direct flashbacks to that. So I didn't eat peaches.
That would turn me off peaches for a while too. Yeah.
I'll never go peach picking ever.
Right. Don't ever do it.
No. Just you know what? It's super safe to pick them from the store. I know that now.
Well, duh. I meant like peach picking. Sorry, I didn't mean to well tell you. I apologize. That was very insulting.
No, please, well done.
No.
Well done him.
No.
Please.
That's totally cool.
No, I'm like hyper allergic to like cats and shit, and like long haired like cats and stuff that like will jack me up. So I can imagine if I'm in a peach orchard. Is it a peach orchard? Is it still?
Yeah, it's a peach orchard.
Yeah. And I was getting inundated with fuzz, I would hate my life.
That's a fucking thing. That is a fucking thing.
Yeah, manscaped.com.
Manscaped. For all your peach fuzz needs.
Promo code BaconPod, 20% off.
Yeah. We'll send you some shit.
I've been waiting for a Manscaped promo code. I'm ready now. It's time.
There you go.
We got you.
BaconPod. We got you.
We got you, homie.
We'll hook you up.
Send us a mailing address.
Might I recommend the crop mops?
Especially after shows.
You're in Florida.
Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
Bro, you freaking know.
Mop that crop.
Mop that crop. It's like hustle and flow. It's like
yeah, exactly. It is like hustle and flow.
Mop that crop.
I do know you're a dog enthusiast.
Yeah.
You've got
Big
3.
Fan. Big fan.
You got 3?
3. Trace.
Talk to me. What kind of dogs? What are their names?
So we'll go oldest to supposed youngest because we have rescues. So we
right. So you never really know.
Now the oldest, he's 100%. We know what he is. My wife got him as a puppy. His name's Kenai. He's a Husky Collie mix. He is 14 years old as of June, and he's our old boy. And
Husky Collie, he's fuzzy.
A Husky Collie in Florida.
Yeah.
He is the fluffiest dog you've ever met in your entire life. There is more black bundles of hair around my house every day. I'm not a fan of that side of the pet life. Right?
Yeah.
But I love him so much that it's fine.
Do you guys shave him down or anything like that for the summer?
No. He's not going to be outside if he doesn't want to be outside.
Right.
He's very vocal.
Of course.
So if it's hot, he doesn't care. He'll sleep, he'll nap. And he's older now too, which is good. But yeah, so Kenai, that's our oldest boy. Right. He's a good boy. Our next, we think oldest, who's our most recent addition, his name is Jughead. He is a coonhound.
Great name.
He's about 90 pounds of good boy. Big floppy ears. He's a real snuggler. Anyway, I love him. His name was Junkyard. My wife works at a vet tech, or she works at a clinic, a veterinarian.
Okay, yeah.
And so he was brought in, and they were going to put him down. He'd been hit by a bus. Nobody was there to rehabilitate him. Like it was a bad situation. And she was like, "He doesn't have to die. We're bringing him home." And I grew up, and we already had 2 dogs, and so I was like, "Oof, 3rd dog in the house." And we fostered some, but I grew up, I loved Where the Red Fern Grows, and these 2 coonhounds is like my childhood. I was like, I want a coonhound. That's what I want. This is my place. So she brought him home, and I was like, oh, like it didn't take long. Like, rehabilitate a dog too, like to see them come back from this. Like, it's tough to walk because I got hit.
Right.
To like, I love you, and I want to lick your face.
Right.
So, Jughead, that's our coonhound. He's our newest. And then our little girl, Birdie, she is it's my angel. So when this comes out, you'll see Coming For You, the single art, and the dog on the front of the Flamingo County album. That's Birdie. That's my
nice.
Staffy pit bull. And I found her on the side of the road in like backwoods, Central Florida. I was coming home from my job at that golf resort I was talking to you guys about.
Yeah.
And I mean, it's the middle of nowhere. So somebody had like bred her and dumped her. And so I know. Trust me. I like y'all are crazy. So we brought her home. We, gave her a bath and take care of her. And we're like, oh, we'll take care of her for like a week or two. We'll foster her and we'll find her a home. And like melted my heart. Like I haven't had a dog ever. Like, I've loved dogs and we had dogs growing up, but like this little pit bull is like my baby girl. And so that's Birdie. I named her Birdie after obviously a birdie in golf. And she's my little bird. But she's the best. I'm literally seeing her right now. I snapped at her earlier. She was like growling at the neighbor dog. So if you see a snap earlier, that's me just like, yo, don't bark. I'm on a podcast with my friend.
Nice. I love pit bulls. They're amazing. They're super loyal. We had one growing up as well, which is awesome. They're just such great dogs. But I don't understand how people can I don't understand how people can foster a dog. I love that people foster dogs, but I couldn't do it and then give a dog away afterwards. I don't even know how that works.
We're very lucky that almost every dog we fostered has gone to somebody we at least kind of know.
Okay.
So like we foster like 5 dogs, probably 5 or 6 dogs, and they've gone to like, oh, okay, like this is with somebody who I know will take care of you and love you.
Okay, yeah.
One went to someone we didn't know, but it was like, oh, they have 2 acres in a yard and another chocolate lab, so they're going to be
right. So it's going to be great for them.
Yeah. So no, it's the worst. It's the worst to let a dog go unless you like know it's going somewhere.
Well, it's still got to be tough, right? Like it's.
But you never feel more. So okay, our lead guitarist Corey, we had a little pit mix. It was like, and that was besties with Birdie. Found it as like half a puppy. She grew up with us, but like needed a home, needed somewhere she could have energy and go for walks and do all the things. And like Corey and his wife took her. Dory is the best dog in the world. Whenever I'd go see her over at his place, lose her mind that I walked in the door. So happy to see me again. Nice. But like with a great family. So yeah, it's tough. You want to keep every dog.
I'm sure. Yeah.
And honestly, when it comes with a dog, I feel like it only takes like an hour.
Oh yeah.
Before you're immediately.
You just have this feeling of like, oh, you're this way.
You're
right.
You're here.
Yeah. I love it. I love it.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know if I could ever foster.
Well, it's like an hour ago, I had no need or knowledge of you, and now I fear for the day that you leave. That you leave me.
That's exactly it. That is 100% it.
It's crazy.
It's wild.
And they pick you, man. They do. Like I remember when we went to go, my dog Bruce Wayne. When we went to go meet Bruce, we went in and there were a bunch of dogs, right? And it was like, who are we gonna hang out with? Who's coming home? And like, we were actually holding Bruce's sister, so we completely split them up and separated him from his family. But we were holding his sister, and she was super cute, super adorable. We were playing with her, and he walked over and he like knocked over my water bottle and looked up at me, and his eyes were going in different directions, and I was just like, I was like, you're super cute, but I'm gonna put you down now because you are
commanded my attention.
you are.
Fucking guy, let it be known.
Yeah.
Like, hey.
Yeah. Exactly. And when we came back the next day with a little kennel to take him home, and we put the kennel down, and he walked in it and laid down, and we were like, "All right, yep, that's it."
Bro, what a feeling! Like the warmest feeling in your heart too, right?
Yeah,
like,
right. Yeah. Like my heart grew 3 sizes that day, and it's a tiny heart. It's a tiny heart. Yeah.
We got a pet.
I'm a mean one.
Mr. Jim.
We got a pandemic puppy.
Yeah, you did.
And I originally was just like, fuck you, guy. Like, you keep me up at night. I had 2 kids already.
Right.
Like, what the fuck?
Puppy, bro. Puppy.
Yeah.
But then you look at him and you're just like,
right.
You're a mush. He's a
You're so much better than my kids.
Different. You're so much different.
I can say it. I don't have kids. I can say it. I don't have kids. I can say it.
Let's chill. Yeah, he is actually a beagle, Boston Terrier, bulldog mix.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
what a lovely. I need pics. Spam
he's
me
like,
pics.
dude.
Spam
I'll send
me
you pics.
pics.
He's got a beagle. He's got a beagle face, but then he's also like, you know, like
Yeah, he's got the little
he's got shoulders.
the shoulders, but
Yeah.
it's like, but he looks like a mini boxer because it's funny because my other dog, he's got Bruce Wayne.
Yeah.
I have Bane,
Yeah.
and Bane is my boxer,
Yeah.
and
They
he's got
played together. I was worried about Bruce's back.
right. You gotta be careful. But they loved each other.
They did love each other.
They had a lot of fun. But yeah, Bane's a boxer, but he's got like a longer snout than a normal boxer. So it leads us to believe that he's probably a mix of some sort. But people they're like, oh, well, are they related? It's like, no. This is the breed of this one. And we think he's a boxer.
When you take Bane to the vet and they have to mask him to do they have to put the mask on to do work?
No.
That'd
You
be
do that,
so
you have
great.
to.
No.
You don't do the voice every single time, it wouldn't be worth it.
Nobody
Right.
cared who it was until I put on the mask.
You got to bring him with a muzzle on. You got to get a muzzle that looks.
A muzzle,
Right?
sorry.
Yeah,
How do I
I don't know. I don't know if I could.
We'll
put
bring
the
them
muzzle.
together, and then you can be like, I think it's time for Mr. Wayne.
Have you ever seen the
You were
Bane
born
video?
Sorry.
Have you ever seen the video with the voiceover of Bane with the like strawberries
Oh yeah.
are a great source of fiber? It is the best fucking video ever. Where he's just talking when he's standing on the police car, he's reading off like a lunch menu and he's
right.
Charles went with a turkey burger with a mixed green. I like that choice.
Oh, Bane voice. Okay, so like when it comes to like movie voices,
Yes.
I feel like Bane voice is up there
Definitely.
Oh yeah, for sure.
in like movie voice things that people. But Batman from Christopher Nolan is also in that movie voice level. Like they're both like everyone does those. What's another like movie voice?
So some like it's
see.
definitely not a movie voice, but my kids took to it this week because So the other night I was flying solo as dad. We watched both Venom movies again, Bane adjacent.
Right.
But my daughter was
Just
a
when
little
they
bit right. So like my daughter got scared, and I was just like, think if you're in a inner Venom, and say,
Oh.
"You got this, Lacey, chill," like one of those things. And so like that helped me a lot.
Nice.
That helped a lot.
Family,
so I like
family
the
lessons
Venom
from
thing.
Venom. I
Movie
will.
voices. I don't know.
I will go movie voices. I will say one that I have used. Anchorman is an often.
Oh, hell yeah.
Often
that is
done
a pretty
movie voice.
standard movie
Yeah.
voice. I agree. I like that. This is fun. I was like, oh, I love when this shit pops up. It's all right. Let's go movie voices.
Yeah,
now
yeah.
I just, it's
Yeah.
like movie voice.
What do you got?
Jeff Goldblum Jurassic Park voice.
Oh yes, yeah.
That's a like at the right moment. Oh yeah, you just
Right.
life finds a way. You know,
Right,
you're like
right.
it's very
Right.
subtle. That kind of voice. That's a good movie voice.
Jurassic
If
Park
you know,
is
you know,
legit.
you know, like that.
Yeah, Jurassic Park is. Oh, what about Jaws? The captain.
I
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
We're gonna. Yeah, I wonder
You
if
know, like
that's
that kinda-
voice or phrase. That's more of like a line, I think. Like voices, I think like a lot of people do.
Like Darth Vader voice, right?
Darth
That's
Vader
a movie
voice.
voice, right?
Yeah,
like
yeah.
that's a movie voice.
Yeah,
So-
or like Jeffrey Lebowski, like Big Lebowski. That's another one that it'll happen a lot.
I don't know anything about that film or anything.
What?
Just kidding. I'm being sarcastic. Are you motherfucker? Wait. Can we do another pause? Can we do another pause? Can I show you another something?
Yes, please.
What we're gonna do?
Show us
what
a
that's
thing.
gonna do is we're gonna do like a quick thing, like an effect where it makes it quick.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Well,
Yeah.
It'll only take me 20 seconds to get what I'm going to show you.
Perfect.
And scene.
What's up, guys? We got a little hint for you here. A little secret. How do you help the show? We've been asked. Here's a way to help the show. Check us out over at patreon.com/baconismypod. You can get lots of extra stuff.
Yeah, like additional shows, ad-free episodes, early episodes. Shoot, every Sunday we record our discussions and drinks live with our patrons.
Yeah, so you can have a drink with us while we do it. You can watch us cook things. You can watch us eat things. You can just support the show. And that helps us keep putting these out. It helps us just
Keep the show free.
keep the show free. So thank you guys so much for supporting all of you over on Patreon already. Our patrons, you guys are our lifeblood. Thank you guys so much. And if you want to help out the show and you want to jump on, and you want to be part of that BIMP squad, jump over to patreon.com/baconismypod.
Couldn't have been more than 12 seconds. Anyway.
Easily 12 seconds or less. What else you got?
So, as a Lebowski thing, obviously,
Yes.
due to bites.
Dude abides.
But when I got my first apartment after college, one of the only DVDs we had was Lebowski. We played every day. It's a religion. It's a lifestyle. So,
Yes.
after dating me for almost a year and our first Christmas together, my wife painted a white Russian falling onto the head of the
Oh my
dude.
God, that's amazing.
And this is like one of my most prized possessions. So
That is so cool.
That's awesome.
I do every Lebowski voice every day, all the time. Like,
Well, I was gonna say, like,
Top
so many
five-
voices,
okay.
so many voices from that movie are,
There's so
are
many-
there, you know, like,
Yeah,
you're out of your element, Donnie.
yeah.
Like,
yes, of course. Like every Walter line,
yeah, every Walter line.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Walter is probably the greatest, most quotable character ever.
I wonder if I have a photo.
I do love-
It's John Goodman. Like,
yeah,
you
yeah.
go back and you think of, like, it's John fucking Goodman.
Yeah,
And
yeah.
it's like, and I know the Coen brothers are the Coen brothers now, but at the time they were still fairly new, right? And it was like a couple movies in, it was like, oh, we had a big one, but now we're gonna do this weird one, and I like it more than Fargo, and I don't know if that's the problem.
I'm in. No,
That's not a problem,
I'm with you.
dude. In March, right? Mm-hmm. It was March. So we went. We do AV stuff every once in a while, like in different cities and stuff like that. We went to Silver Spring, Maryland, and we went out. Yeah, we went to dinner, and it just so happened across the street was this old movie theater that it touted that it was an old movie theater.
Yeah, that's what they
And
do.
they had old memorabilia and all that kind of stuff. It just so happened that week they were doing The Big Lebowski.
Yep.
This past March, and we absolutely watched the fuck out of it.
Yes.
Although we had eaten edibles, and
We did, and
we watched the fuck out of about half of it.
yes, some
And
of us
then-
fell asleep.
and then
Including myself.
came to at the end of it.
Yeah,
It's okay. It does have a drag moment.
But I will say,
during the
I
last
worked
part.
at a bar, and this was my Halloween costume with my other.
Yes! He's got the Pendleton sweater, folks. He's got it going on.
Not only that, but I don't know if you can see it, but I actually, if you look at the pants, I actually have the pants as well.
Ooh, shit. Do you have the jellies, too?
And I didn't get the jellies, but I got the Kung Fu white sneakers.
Oh, yes. Lebowski fans. We're a different breed. We're a
went
different
all
breed,
in.
bro.
yeah.
And during the winter, that is one of my at-home outfits at all times.
He'll legit come back in the winter.
Right.
Come back in the winter
I'll be hearing it.
because every once in a while he'll literally show up and I'm just like, oh, it's happening, isn't it?
Can we do a follow-up Lebowski podcast in the winter? I'll wear a Lebowski outfit. I'm a Lebowski. You're a Lebowski. You know what I mean? Like
we're the little achievers, man.
we're the urban achievers, bro.
The Lebowski Urban Achievers.
Man, I wish we didn't do a Lebowski watch along.
We on our Patreon we did a watch along of Big Lebowski.
You know what I want to find?
And I taught everybody how to make White Russians too.
I was just thinking. I got a lot of Tito's left. I should have get some Kahlua and have some.
Oh,
dude, it's one of those movies. You like the first time you watch it, you're like, "What the fuck did I just watch?" Right? But then, like,
you gotta.
You've seen it 20 times. It's the best movie in the history of the world because it's just like you have to get to that point where it's just more about like it's on. It's a mind. Every line is its own mantra, mentality, everything. It's just such a. What a unique piece of pop culture.
Well, and what's crazy is it was coming out around that same time that Anchorman was coming out. You know what I mean?
Right.
So, like, those two things hit around the same era.
Was it really?
Yeah.
It feels like that should have been like.
I feel like Lebowski was like
way older.
93 and Anchorman was like 2005. Like I feel
I feel like they were closer. I could be wrong. I could be making that up. I could be connecting them as a memory.
I think Lebowski's like 98 or 99 is what I really think.
It was a little later on, but yeah, for sure it was like.
Wow. But it feels like such different eras of life. Wow.
Oh, for sure.
Lebowski was 98.
I was right. Yes. Fucking came back because I knew it wasn't 93. Don't get me wrong, but it felt more early 90s than it was.
And Anchorman was 2004.
All right.
So they were 6 years apart. But they were, I feel like, so I lived in Queens when Anchorman came out because I had two roommates that were both stand-up comics. And we went to see Anchorman together. And immediately loved it. But then we were also watching Big Lebowski pretty much nonstop during that time as well. So I think maybe I connected them on that level.
Makes sense.
But yeah, those just kind of.
I
forgot about that promo.
I have to pull this up because this is what's going to make things seem a little bit. You're going to get a little bit more.
Yeah, this was our promo.
That was our promo for our Patreon.
Oh, hang on. It's loading. I'm excited. Oh, fuck yeah. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Oh, man. In the bacon underneath. Just beautiful. Just beautiful. That was glorious.
That's pretty fantastic.
Mind if I do a J? You know what I mean?
Oh, go for it. Go for it, brother.
I'm not going to do a J. I'm going to Gandalf.
So this is a big old Gandalf pipe that Matthew Lowry has.
It's to keep your mind sharp.
So... It's the I'm smoking the Toby. So there you go, baby. Let's bring another movie in. Let's go Lord of the Rings. Well, book.
Lord of the Rings. Let's do it.
Lord of the Wait. It's right here. It's right. You can't see it. It is there.
Oh, nice.
Okay.
Nice.
See, I have not read Lord of the Rings.
Really?
No.
You know what? If you don't want to read it, just watch the movies. He did a great job. Not The Hobbit. Don't go Hobbit. That's different.
No.
That's different.
Nope.
But Lord of the
I've
Rings,
heard that.
that trilogy, just fucking enjoy it. If you don't want to read it, don't put yourself through it. It's a lot of work.
Yeah, I feel like the only thing you're missing from the book is probably like the songs. The elvish songs. I think you're that's the main thing you're missing is those things that are in the book.
If you're a reader, read the fucking book. Fall in love with it, love it, it's worth it.
Yeah.
If you're not a reader, just watch the movies over and over and over and be happy.
And enjoy them and be happy.
We did talk about doing a watch along for that.
And skip The Hobbit, watch the
past
cartoon,
guest.
watch the animated Hobbit.
Ooh. He got with it.
Oh, animated.
Yeah.
That's like the original,
so they did,
like welcome to the party. Watch the animated Hobbit, bro. My wife loved that shit. Her mom used to read to her growing up. They watched the animated Hobbit. That's where her love came from it.
Nice.
So it's what it's up.
That is amazing. Yeah, no, I think we need to do a Hobbit watch along then. Or no, not a Hobbit. Maybe a Lord of the Rings watch along.
That'd be a long watch along.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, he's got to
Go one at a time.
Yeah.
Well, I'm joining in. Count me in. Count me in, guys.
Nice.
All right. Just
Awesome.
Like,
Yeah,
let me. Every New Year's Eve, that's what my wife and I do.
Oh, that's amazing.
So,
you
hey,
just do the whole.
So do you have, okay, so New Year's Eve is Lord of the Rings. Do you have other holidays or times of years where you have to watch certain movies? Like I have, like every Devil's Night, Halloween, I got to watch The Crow. And I discovered that AJ from Werewolves also has to do the same thing. But we have that same kind of thing, like every Halloween.
Man, I haven't watched The Crow in a long time.
It's a great movie.
No, New Year's Eve is always Lord of the Rings.
Right.
We do Fellowship of the Rings Extended, and then New Year's Day, you put on Two Towers, Return of the King, and you let them play, right? You let them do that. Now, I watch the English Premier League. We talked about my bacon earlier, Arsenal Football Club, and we'll get to that.
Yeah.
But, so, like, I have to watch my teams, when they're playing. But outside of that, New Year's is a Lord of the Rings holiday. It's a reminder of all things beautiful. The Shire, bro. Like, I'm retiring to the Shire. That's the
Hell
game.
yeah. You can buy the little circular homes. Like
little hobbit huts?
There's like a designer that makes those as that will do that as your house.
But like they put the sod over the top or whatever, like they dig it out and they do that. I mean, that's not a bad play.
Not a bad play at all.
Wait, so what was your bacon before the
Arsenal Football Club. Arsenal is a team in the English Premier League. They play soccer, football, overseas, obviously. Right. But they are my morning, noon, and night. Like, yeah, man. Like, here's the beauty. The season just started, Saturday, right? Or Friday, right? Started the season, middle of August. The season doesn't end till May. You get, like, 10 months of the Premier League. Wow. And they play tournaments within that, like in the midweek, and and so all year long, you can really obsess over this thing. Summer's kind of a break; it's nice. I got a little breather. Got to work on the album, promotion.
I can work on my passions,
and interviews, and I work. I have a normal job, right? But like, as far as obsession, like I play fantasy Premier League, so I'm watching all the other teams, but like. I'm on Reddit every day, seeing every update from Arsenal. I watch the highlights. I follow the players online. Like, I love this club. It's just
that's awesome.
I don't know, man. It's a beautiful thing.
How often do they play during the season? Like in a week?
Almost every. So there's 38 games in a season, or 38 matches, right? Like in a whole season. And then they normally play on the weekends, once a weekend. Okay. But also, there are other tournaments that happen. So, like, in the English Premier League, there's 20 teams. It's the top level of, like, competitive, like, football, soccer in England. But they also play in tournaments where, like, they're playing against the best other teams in Europe. So that'll happen on, like, Tuesday, Wednesdays during the season. So, like, you pay your normal league games on the weekends. So let's say the NFL was one of, 10 other big football leagues that happened, right? So, like, you're going to watch the Bucks on Sunday, right? But on Wednesday night, the Bucks are playing this team from Brazil that's the shit, and they won their league last year. And they're competing in this tournament with all these other teams that are in the Americas that are playing each other. So, that if you looked at it like that, that's how it would be in Europe. So, I get to see one, maybe two matches a week. Normally, but it's enough. It's like just enough, man. And it's
how did you find yourself getting into that? What was your doorway in?
So I enjoyed playing soccer when I was younger. Yeah. Like, definitely was fun. My dad was a baseball guy, so like baseball was like priority. That's what we did. He coached in college and stuff like that. Like, it was very much what we. On the sports side of things, baseball was the focus, but soccer was always something I loved. And then when I went to high school, in the fall, it was football or soccer, and I did football for a season, and it was fine, and I played soccer, and it was like, no, this is what I love, and I already loved it. But then I just, like, playing in high school, like, our coach had us watching, like, the Champions League, the midweek tournaments, and I saw Arsenal play in one of these tournaments, right? I'm in his 9th period class or whatever. It's the end of the day. we watch this match, and I see this guy Thierry Henry. He's this fucking insane striker, and like I see this team, and I'm like, who are these guys? I love this. This is awesome. So I get FIFA for PlayStation, and I'm on my PS2, and I'm playing FIFA, and I'm watching this team, and it's 2003, 2002, and I'm like, oh man, this is amazing. And we didn't get to watch all the matches back then. It wasn't normal to like see the league, but Champions League was on ESPN, so it was really cool for me. And then I had FIFA, so I played all the time on PlayStation. So that's how I got to know the team.
Nice, right?
Playing actual like the game,
right?
Online,
yeah.
Or not even online then, just playing FIFA.
Yeah, right.
And so that was the early 2000s, and I would say I started really watching in like 2012, 2013. NBC got all the rights to the Premier League, so they started showing games like all the time. This is when Ted Lasso actually was like a commercial.
Right. Okay.
Like, yeah, exactly. It was just this thing they did, and I already loved Sudeikis back then, so it was like, oh, this is the shit, right? And so I started watching Arsenal like more every week. All of a sudden, I'm buying kits, and then the internet, and I get into Reddit, and all of a sudden, it's like, oh, I can keep up with everything, and the game is different. The game is just different. There's a fan base that's so passionate.
Oh, yeah.
And
there's no denying the passionate fans of anything football, soccer, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
Like, even stateside, it's
crazy.
Yeah.
Like,
well, as football...
Gator football, college football has, like, I feel like...
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
And I live in the South. I'm in the SEC, so that's the only comparative passion that I have personally.
I grew up in the Midwest, so I like Big Ten football.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like Purdue, IU, Notre Dame, like all those things were around me.
Fucking life, right?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's like houses have an American flag and a Purdue flag. You know what I mean? Like it's like that's how it goes.
Yeah.
Like my first job was concession up and down like at the college stadium. You know,
really?
Peanuts and drinks and shit. Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
I mean, it's terrible, but it's awesome.
It is both of those. It wasn't my first. My first job was detasseling corn, which is way worse. So that was way better.
We can get into that.
Yeah, that was the worst ever.
Worst job of your life, bro. Oh my god. Oh.
Awful. But yeah, like seeing like football or soccer fandom is crazy, and it feels like the more that like professional football, the fandom moves to like wealthy people are the only people that can go to games. You know what I mean? It's like the more it kind of gets that, and the more commercialized it gets and everything, the more you start to see like the fandom for
American football,
Europe football. Yeah.
Yeah.
The more you see the fandom for, I'm going to call it soccer for now, just
call it soccer. It's fine. Yeah.
So that they're separate. So like the more that football runs into this whole like, it almost becomes like you just can't. It's so commercial and it's so like unattainable now, and then you see like soccer as just it's like the punk rock of fandoms. Like it's like people are just into it. They're crazy. The games are crazy. The fans are nuts. Like it's excitement the whole time. You know. So
I don't know that I see dedicate. Punk rock is a great example of the dedication you see.
Yeah.
In Premier League football, and I didn't plan on being a big fan. I didn't want to be part of this. Right? Like it was not like, oh, I'm going to be an Arsenal fan now, and it's going crazy because I didn't know. I didn't grow up over there, right?
Yeah.
North London. That's not my.
They also have a badass name. I mean, let's be honest.
Arsenal, bro.
Arsenal.
It's a look.
Arsenal.
Like it's a cannon. It's like the Arsenal. Like look. So I have my Arsenal America scarf, but like that shit's dope. So. My scarf on.
Nice.
No,
nothing like 90 degrees in Florida with a scarf on.
I wore the scarf, but I wear it every match. I hang my flag.
Yeah,
I put
man.
my socks on. Like I wear my kit. Like it's It's something to be a part of as a community, and even if it feels isolating sometimes. Like in America, like for the last however many years, it's hard to find anybody that gave a shit.
Right.
Like nobody. Now, like I got coworker, got my brothers, I got all sorts of people that'll watch with me. My wife, I made my wife a fan. They came and played in Orlando. So we went up and saw an actual like match with them in Chelsea. And like being there, she just like felt the energy. She's like, I get it.
Yeah.
Like I see it, I understand it. Like I know why you are like passionate about this thing. And we are expecting a child in the in February.
Yes.
And so that's new news and very exciting. And literally, like the name.
So we weren't going to do that because you guys haven't really announced it yet.
Yeah. Well, fuck it. So
All right.
it'll happen. But yes, and so if we have a son, there's a player that she loved whose name is Granite, Granit, and he's a Swiss
Solid.
Albanian, and
Solid
so
hardcore name.
it's like, yeah, Granite.
Yeah.
And so anyway, this is one of those things where she's like, I love that name. If we have a son, like that's what I want to name him. And I'm like, this club that I love, that I'm so passionate about, that like it was this thing. Like now my wife is like, I want to name our future son.
It's like a Wayne's World
after a
Dreamweaver moment.
player.
Yeah.
Right? It's a Dreamweaver.
Yeah. It's why I would not have asked for that.
Right.
That is not what I expected or hoped for. But like, it's so much a part of my life that for her to hear that name and be like, oh, I love who he is as a person. I love his attitude on the field, and then like his mentality, and like I love that what that name means. And I'm like, how am I able to get this? So like, we're
win.
talking about your
You
bacon.
win.
My bacon is this club. Like it's something that I play fantasy. It's an obsession that I do. Like Fantasy Premier League is this really cool like form of fantasy. And yeah, I don't know. As you can tell, it gets me so excited. And like music's like cocaine, right? Like you do it when you're doing it, you're on stage and you feel it and it's fucking there. And I will love music forever. But like the obsession, the only other thing I've obsessed with the way I obsess over music is watching Arsenal play fucking English Premier League football and just what that
Nice.
means.
Oh, dude, that's awesome.
That's amazing.
It's cool. It's you have that like, I don't want to be the dude bro who's like jocking my team, right? Like, but like it feels
It's a different feel.
feels
though.
different. It does
Yeah.
feel different than that.
Well,
Than
the
even-
minute you came on, I was like, he's kind of a dude bro that's going to jock his team. You just have that air about you.
I got to tell you,
Varsity
like, so
Records, bro. You knew
Right.
you knew from the name that it was going to be something.
Exactly.
my buddy is we're here in New York, so we have the Red Bulls.
Yeah.
And he always gets I don't know what the name of the seating is, but it's like basically this pit. It's on the field, it's on the side, and they just kind of like rope it off. And it's just basically for like the maniacs.
It's
right?
for the supporters, like the real like fan club, like
It's
like
legit.
hardcore.
It's basically like a pit for football or soccer.
Right.
And he's like, oh, dude, you got to do it. It's like, it's the cheapest ticket, but you're on the field,
But it's up close.
and you're like,
That's what I'm
you're
saying.
rabid.
That's where it's different
like,
than American
what?
football.
That makes no sense from anything else that you would know about MetLife Stadium.
Right. You go there for anything else, and it's like news $500.
Right. And but he's like, oh no, it's great. It's really cool. Like you fear for your life a little bit, and just like you're worried about like other people like bumping into you and getting rowdy and this and that. It's just like,
man. Makes you feel alive.
I don't know. Like we all go to venues to do the same thing.
Right.
It's the pit of the show. You said it the same way. Like if you're in the heart of supporters and you're singing and you're dancing and the energy's there, like you're part of this community. And I mean, as humans, we crave that so much.
Yeah.
And so
We're pack animals, man.
Yeah, right. So like I love Arsenal so much that to be around other people that care about this team the same way that I do, you just are going to be like, roar! Like, that's a terrible roar. That's a terrible roar.
It was a good roar.
No, it was good. It was solid.
It
Solid.
was a solid roar.
it is just energy that you feed off each other, and you're so excited to talk about it. Like meeting somebody who likes the same team as me. Like the photographer who did our photo shoots, right? The cool like Last Supper looking shit we did, right? Yeah, love it, right? Sarah, I've known her for forever. She married this guy, Donnie. I didn't really know him. She was out of town. They came back. They live here. All of a sudden, Donnie's an Arsenal fan. And not an Arsenal fan, but like a guy from like 98, like was reading online and shit, like old school. And I'm like, your husband's an Arsenal fan? And so like, oh man, like Sarah was already my friend.
Right.
I love her. They have a baby that's like 2 months old. Donnie was here yesterday morning for the first game of the season. Because, oh my God, I live in Lakeland, Florida, and I have another Arsenal support.
Right.
And
Karate
like
in the garage, man.
yeah,
Karate
so
in the garage.
like I'm busting up Guinness at 7:00, like, let's go. And he's like, it's a little early. I'm like, well, I'm here.
We
go.
live in England right now. That's what.
Yeah.
So I told him, I was like, it's like we're there. It's basically like we're there.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah. Come on.
Where two or more gathered.
I agree.
I do too. That's awesome.
So that's my bacon, boys. Sorry, that's
No,
I love it.
never apologize. Never apologize.
That's the goal. That's the goal of the whole show.
Right.
Honestly, we bring people on to let them talk about their release or their video or their songs and stuff like that. But the real thing is like, all right, what are you into?
What do you really?
Yeah.
What do you like?
What could you talk about for hours that no one ever asks you?
What would you say you do here?
Exactly.
What would you? Listen, I'm gonna be honest.
I'm a people person.
They can't. The engineers. They don't know how to talk to the customers.
Dude, all right, real quick before we start wrapping this up.
Right.
Like, so we had a show recently, and we have it like a group chat with integral band members, and we pull people in and stuff like that. And something that
So the group chat is for what's the back line?
Yeah.
When's load in? What's the pertinent information?
Right.
Okay. Yeah.
So that's how I approach this group chat.
You mean we use Discord for that. The details, right? Like,
Right,
what are
yeah.
the fucking real details?
Give me the fucking details so that
Give me
I
the
can know
details.
what's happening. All right.
Right.
Go
So
on.
there's
Go
like a
on.
group chat, and they're like, okay, make sure anybody who you think needs to be in here should be in here.
And
So
this is then my
had
fault. I made a mistake.
Yeah, right. He makes a mistake and let his
my
people
drummer in. Yeah.
And so now they start like talking and stuff. But also to the person who put the show together, DJ, to his dismay, he throws a little bit of shade at we throw shade at each other. That's what we do.
Yeah.
We're friends. That's
Little
what
ball
we
busting. Little ball busting.
do. And
If you're not busting balls, you don't love each other.
You don't love
exactly.
each other. Yeah.
So I might have something I like to do is like bust chops with drummers.
Yes.
And
Because who cares really about them?
right. But also you know who's even better to throw shade at?
Yeah.
They're on a click track.
Right.
Anyway,
Who's better to throw shade at? Bass player.
lead
Right.
singers. Oh, bass play.
They
Well,
don't even exist.
Right. Yeah,
They don't even
it's-
exist.
see, I play bass as well, so like
Right.
I don't
Well,
throw as much shade at the bass player.
Yeah,
Right.
but
You
you
know what?
sing, so you still matter. You
Right.
know, like
That's true.
Also, like I'm a bad guitar player, so that makes me a bass player.
You're a glorified.
right.
Hey, be quiet.
I can
One
ride
of
the
those
root.
dogs. I'm sorry. Can I let my dog out?
Yeah, go for
Yes,
it. Go for it.
please.
And
Yes.
then we'll,
We're
yeah.
chatting. I'm so sorry.
No, all good, dude. I got to send this over to him though. I'll send it via Instagram.
My apologies, gentlemen.
Not
No,
a-
I have a couple of mutts myself, so I get it. I get it.
I love that. My wife's not here. She's out hanging with some friends, so I'm on full dog duty.
Understood. Understood.
Fair enough.
I do that with my kids every once in a while. Like the other night, he was here, and it's just like, fuck, the kids. They're
Yeah,
in
he had
the
to go
house.
let him out.
Yeah. Every once in a
All
while,
right,
you
you
let
got
it happen.
some mac and cheese. All right. There you go.
Yeah.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so yeah, we throw shade at bass players, like, you know, because we can.
Yeah.
Make like a bass and be inaudible.
Right,
like
right,
that's the.
My dude,
That's
I
a good
love
one.
it. I gotta remember that one. I'll remember that one.
So yeah, you know, like sometimes I'm a little bit of a rabble rouser,
Yeah.
and you know, there was some shade thrown at Lars Ulrich, right?
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah.
because
You
everybody
get a
said he
drummer.
was a hack.
You get a drummer talking about Lars, and it's like they never met a story they won't repeat.
Yeah,
So
but
it
Lars
just-
never had something he couldn't complain about. So
Well, true.
Right.
But I'm always like, how much does Lars make? All right.
Well, see, my whole thing is this. My whole thing
Enough.
is this. So
enough.
I threw a little bit of shade out there because everybody was like, "Oh, well, you're doing backing tracks and you've got this and you've got this and stuff." And then they were like, and then my drummer kind of said something, and I made fun of my drummer. Mm-hmm. So at that point, it's like, okay, tone is set. I made fun of my drummer already. Okay, guys, like, I already called him expendable.
Right.
Like, it's a joke, but it's still, you know, whatever.
Yeah.
But some people had to really drive it home about why it's so important.
5 pages
5 pages.
of scrolling.
Right. And at that point, it was like, man, the people that don't get your, like, fun banter are the people that will go into a work meeting when somebody goes, and they automatically go, what is it you do here? And automatically, drummers and bass players are like, I'm a people person. I can deal with people. The engineers, they can't do that.
I can't talk to them.
They can't talk to them.
Funny enough, those are the people that also use a jump to conclusions mat more often than we do.
Yeah.
Do you listen to a lot of Michael Bolton? Would you say?
Not just his, like, a song,
Right.
like his whole catalog of work.
Whole catalog.
Or the whole catalog?
Yeah.
Do you know how disappointing it is to be in an office to play Ghetto Boys, Die Motherfucker, and nobody know what
And
the
nobody
joke?
gets
Like,
it?
yeah, when, like, you go to use the copier, it doesn't work, and you play that song, and nobody's like, yeah. That's the worst feeling in the world.
Nobody gets it. No,
That is the worst feeling in the world.
at my actual office. All right, I got an office job a couple years ago, and so when I go in, there is an office space picture of the three of them in that field,
Nice.
like above the microwave. And I love that in the break room, there's just a little reminder that office jobs suck forever.
I used to have.
I agree.
I used to have saved on my phone. I used to have audio of crickets and audio of the boom 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 boom.
Yeah.
Right. I used to have both
nice.
of those just so that anytime I was in a place and like a joke wouldn't land, I could just hit that and just be like, you don't get it. Boom 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 boom.
The problem with that one would have been that you would have popped for it.
Yeah.
You would, but then you would have looked around and been like, "Oh wait,
Yeah.
let me scroll
Right.
through my."
I'd be like, oh shit, nobody else.
Matthew, we've taken up. Oh, go for it.
I think you're trying to say that all our jokes aren't landing anymore, and it's time to retire for the evening.
That is not what I was saying. I was saying that I'm you in places, but I also had that so that when I made a quote and nobody got it, I would then play one of those things.
Oh.
So
okay.
you know whose joke didn't land? This guy's.
How much of your audience would you say got all the Office Space Big Lebowski jokes tonight?
Big Lebowski jokes, they definitely got it.
I would say a good 80%.
Yeah. Office Space jokes, we haven't really played that card yet. So,
But I bet you there's a bunch of them.
there's a bunch of them.
I mean,
a
if
lot
you-
of them have.
If you like this show, you've
You probably already won. You probably like 2 movies at the same time, man.
Right.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
Hopefully. That's what we hope. That's the type of people we hope we attract.
Right.
If not, we're happy to learn you.
Yeah.
Oh, there you go. Office Space watch along as opposed to Big Lebowski. There we go.
That's a good one too.
Bam.
Space Watch Along.
I will watch along. I am watching that one. Yes. Diedrich Bader.
Nice.
The best neighbor you could ever ask for.
Yes.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it.
Matthew, we've taken up so much of your time so
Yes.
far this evening. We want to let you go ahead, get to the rest of your evening and get to the rest of your day. But before we do that, please let everybody know where they can find you, your music, and everything Matthew Lowry.
My friends, my name is Matthew Lowry. As they said, find me on Spotify. Find me on YouTube. Find me on Apple Music. Find me on whatever you like to stream on. Find me on Instagram, Matthew Lowry 711. I'll X you because no one tweets anymore. I'll threads you maybe. I open one. Who knows?
I do it sometimes.
I'm still not TikToking well enough, and my publicists have let me know we really got to step it up. Other than that, man, find me online. Hit me up. You wanna rap about stuff? You wanna hang out? You wanna play music? You wanna watch Arsenal? Do you want to talk about Arsenal? That's my bacon.
There you go.
You know what I'm saying? So, grab your Gandalf pipes, raise peach and vodka. And get in that Flamingo County state of mind. This album's going to be the shit. I hope you love it. Let's have a good time.
Yeah.
Man, we're here to talk about music, too.
Yeah, dude.
That's true, and the music's awesome. So definitely go check out Fall Away. Go check out Get By, Get High. Go check out Flamingo County. Go
And in
check
just
out
a few
all my
weeks-
friends are selling out.
By the time this comes out, in just a few weeks, the whole record is coming out.
The whole record's coming out September 15th.
Nice.
Flamingo County. It's a wild ride, bros. It's a wild ride. I hope you've listened to the whole thing. If you haven't yet, I'll send it to you. But,
Yes,
man.
I didn't get to yet. The whole
Yes.
thing. I've only
Yeah,
seen
we
what's out.
haven't gotten the whole thing yet. But
Ooh,
but we're looking forward to it.
Yeah, I like everything I've heard so far. So
we'll be doing that. So
nice. Awesome.
Awesome.
Everybody listening, thank you guys for listening. We do appreciate you. Thanks for hanging out. Definitely check out all the music. All the links and everything will be in the description. Just remember to ask yourselves also every day how to make your day better. What is that thing in your life what's your arsenal? Right? What's your arsenal? What's your music? What's your Flamingo County? What is it, Matthew? What's the
what's your
question?
Flamingo County state of mind? What's your bacon, bitch? What's your bacon?
Yeah!
Damn right. What's your bacon?
Your bacon.
Hot.
I just want to make sure everything is working.
Is everything working?
Everything is working.
Seems like everything's working.
Yes.
Last time things weren't working.
We had a great outro, and it was ruined. Ruined!
Yeah.
Thanks, Camtasia.
Yeah. You
You
guys
know-
missed out. It was a really fun one.
Yeah, it was a good one. We were talking about how balls were kind of like cuties. The tangerines.
Right,
the-
tangerines.
the little-
Like you could either we were talking about the toner, Manscaped ball toner,
Yes.
and we were talking about like not using the toner. You could have like a tube sock with some golf balls.
Yeah, it's like stretchy bubble gum.
Right.
Like
Versus
where it's attached to the top, but it kind of stretches down.
versus tight like tangerines or cuties.
Cuties in a
Right.
in a
I should turn
an
this-
ankle sock.
I should turn this off because it's a lot of noise.
Yeah.
It's so hot.
It is so.
It's hot and sweaty in here.
Yeah. But dude,
Matt Lowry.
What
Matt Lowry.
I can tell you that a lot of our listeners, our fans, our friends are gonna just dig his stuff because it's fun. It's like,
Well, and he's fun.
and he's fun. He's a good dude. I can't talk enough good shit about him because he was a lot of fun to hang out with, and we'll do an Office Space watch along.
He'll be back.
Yeah, he'll be back.
He'll be back
for sure.
He's going to be one of those ones. We're going to cycle him back around.
Yeah,
hang out with him
I think
again.
that's an early BIMP award ballot.
Yeah, he's a fun one. He's definitely in the running for drinking buddy.
Oh yeah.
You know?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's at the top of the list so far.
Yeah, I think he's running away with it as of right now.
Yes.
But yeah, great episode. Thank you guys for hanging out and watching it. I hope you guys had as much fun listening to it as we had doing it, because it was a blast. He's a blast. His music's great. Check it out.
New record's going to be out in a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
So
New video is out already.
yes. So
we
go
didn't
check
see
them
it
out.
because we're in the past.
We are in the
Well,
past.
we're in the present, but we're talking from the past, and we're in the present.
Exactly. So Matthew Lowry, Lowry.
Yep.
I misspelt it a few times.
No
and
E.
No E. So definitely go check it out. Go check him out. Check out his music. Jimmy, where can they check you out?
You can check my music out at cravingstrange.net. My band is Craving Strange. We are at .net. And our music is there as well. And we're working on new stuff, and we have a bunch of stuff that's out already. You can find it on all the streaming sites, all your places. You can find us on strangerhoodtv.com, which is, if you're watching this, that's where you're watching this.
Mm-hmm.
If you're not watching this and you're on any of the streaming services, hit us with a share and a thumbs up or whatever that streaming service does. And then also check out the video version of this on strangerhoodtv.com.
Yeah.
And you can also find music from my band Craving Strange, music from Mike's band Something Heavy, music from us together, Bacon Is My Passion, which we are working on an EP right now, which is going to come out at some point, I promise.
Yeah.
And yeah, my personal stuff, Jimmy G's Shoes on all the socials. You can find me there. And other than that, I don't know. Where can they find you?
Well, before we get to me, we talked about Manscaped. If you want to see all these wonderful sponsors, including more, head over to baconismypodcast.com to get you all of the sweetest deals on the sweetest merch. You've got grill your ass off,
chesties, cheeks.
Yeah. Manscaped.com. Promo code BaconPod, 20% off, free shipping. Keeping all of your shit clean. Also, we've got drinkwildbills.com. We've got grillyourassoff.com.
Yeah.
Keeping your taste buds happy. Super happy.
Make your taste buds as happy as your balls.
Exactly. So, as far as me personally... Oh, and also at baconsmellpodcast.com, you get sweet swag.
Much sweet swag. This
Like
shirt
this
right
shirt.
here that Mike is wearing.
Yes.
Only with sleeves.
Yes. It comes with sleeves.
They're removable, though.
If you need them removed, we have a tutorial or two that we're going to put up on the Patreon. A tutorial.
Yeah, on how to cut sleeves.
I wanted to clear that up. A tutorial or two on Patreon.com.
It might take 2 tutorials.
It's my podcast. Well,
for sleeve
because
removal.
I could do the one with the scissors.
Right.
And I want to watch yours with the sleeve remover,
Right.
the thread remover.
Cool.
So we'll do that. Me personally, at Me Myself Mike, you can see what's going on with my family, with my my bands, with my podcasting, with all the things, and then also my band Something Heavy at Something Heavy Music. We are putting out a new single very, very soon. It is called Hurt. It is mixed and mastered by the master of our scene,
of mixing and mastering.
Yeah, and producing. He's doing the Bacon's My Podcast record. He has done a whole bunch of stuff for Craving Strange.
He's working on our stuff right
Revel
now.
9.
Yep.
He has done, he's Pathmaker.
Jackknife
Stiletto.
Stiletto.
Dino Skate Park.
Not yet.
Revel 9. Oh, I thought he did them already.
Nope, not yet.
Oh, okay. Well, he's working on them. And he's done Last Turn Off Broadway. So if you've liked any of my stuff that I did with Last Turn Off Broadway, last record he did. So I'm super excited to see how this all comes together under the tutelage of Dave Caggiano.
The keen ears
of Dave Caggiano. On social media, Something Heavy Music. Check out Something Heavy on all digital streaming platforms. That was a long way to say all of that, and I think we should probably sign off right now.
All right, cool. Thanks to the patrons. Go to patreon.com/baconismypod. You can find us there, sign up, and you can see all kinds of fun stuff and check us out live and all that. Reviews, likes, whatever. Blah, 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 blah. Remember to ask yourself every single day the most important question of the day. You guys know what this is by now, right?
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 We've all said it.
Yeah.
What's your bacon?
What's your bacon? Tangerines, baby.
World peace.
Cuties. In a sock.